Is it here? Oh, hello. Uh-oh, whoops. Carl.
Thank you for fixing that.
Well, I couldn't really, I really tried.
I think that's good. Yeah, just leave that up so people know it's me.
Is that okay?
Vito. Yeah, that's good.
Is that okay? Does that sparkle with you? How the fuck do you click on it? Come on, man. Oh man, I realize what I did wrong now. I should have made it the size of the screen and then put yours in the corner, you know?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, before the show started, it said Vito Gesualdi underneath me, and I asked Dick to change that. I didn't want to confuse anybody, and apparently that was the solution. That was his fix.
Look, you can see that I made it just for you.
I appreciate that, yeah.
Okay, you can tell that I put thought into it, you know?
So Vito's not here, so someone has to fuck up the tech to start the show.
Your audio sounds amazing, bro.
It does, I know. It's amazing. When you're a podcaster and streamer, you should be able to figure that out.
Yeah. Okay. How you doing?
I am fantastic. I'm so excited to be auditioning as the permanent co-host of the biggest problem in the universe, a dream come true. I really hope I win. I'm
going to be grading you on several factors, but I'm not going to tell you what those factors are.
Please don't. They'll fuck with me.
One of those factors is going to be, can you subtly hint to me through our banter that my nipples are distracting and that I need to hide them or something?
That will not be subtle. It definitely will not be subtle. I will call it out.
That's a fail then. Okay,
yeah, that's going to be an F on that one.
10 out of 10. That was a trick question.
Oh, someone's not wearing a bra today. See, that's not subtle.
Oh, that's pretty subtle. I mean, relatively, you know, who you're talking to here, right?
Dick, I want to tell you, I went to X today, and I said, hey, guys, I'm going on Biggest Problem tonight.
Yeah.
What problems should I bring? You know, sometimes we outsource these kinds of research projects.
Yeah.
And listen to the answers I got from the users on X.
Okay.
Carl,
don't call it X. What do you like?
All right,
Elon Musk's friend? What are you talking about? X? What do you mean X?
You know,
it sounds like sex.
I wouldn't say X for months, and I've finally just come around to it's fucking X now. I'm just gonna say X, but okay, Twitter.
Yeah.
Here's the list that I got from people: useless co-hosts, banning donors for criticism, feminine behavior from men, meth head podcast co-hosts, crowdfunding scams.
Okay.
Yeah. Unfinished comic books. Cry bullies, which I already brought to the show. Fat co-hosts, thin skin, and Vito.
Now, what do you think those are? What do you think all those are about?
I think all of them happen to be about the guy I'm replacing permanently on the show.
I don't know where Vito is. He sent me an email saying that he can't do today, and that was it.
That's kind of weird that he wouldn't communicate more than that, isn't it?
No, that's good. That means my training is working.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah, you didn't get a phone call or anything. But that's day of show. He said that.
No, it was earlier. Right when I tweeted it. It was maybe yesterday or the day before. I don't know. It's been like a blur of a week for me. I'm all because of Israel getting attacked. I'm all Gesualdi and Moshoingid. We're about the same size now, right?
Perfect. Yeah, we look good.
Oh yeah, we do look good. Look at us, two the same size guys.
How are you feeling? How's your head?
It's doing a little better, actually. Good. I almost had to. I almost threatened this nursing assistant to get an MRI, who was giving. You know how hard it is to get any kind of imaging, like those MRI machines. I don't know if they're like used once and then they got to rebuild the whole thing, but they're real stingy with them. And then you go there and it's like all of the illegal Mexicans are like waiting in line in front of you. So you're like, how did all these guys get an MRI? But I have to like use all of my cunning, and I'm sweating with overwhelming thoughts of violence, just trying to beg my way into an MRI.
Is there anything you can do in LA there isn't a line of Mexicans in front of you? That's been my experience out there.
Curves, Jim. Not many
Okay.
not many Mexicans there.
That makes sense. So did you get your MRI?
No, I'm waiting for.
still
They
haven't.
tricked me and they said we'll call you, but I think she wrote down B cluster personality drug
Yeah.
abuser. Do
Yeah,
not give
like that
MRI.
Seinfeld was like, what are you writing on there? Hey, what are you writing? What's that note? You just put
Dude,
that.
I was thinking about that my whole walk of shame to the parking lot. I was like, oh God, she's gonna write down that she felt afraid with you in the room. Like, you shouldn't have said, I don't want to leave here without an MRI. That was not a good idea. Like, but then I just thought, what would my dad think? What would my dad do? Fuck it, right?
Yeah.
What am I worried about? All right, here we go.
Biggest problem in the universe?
Welcome to the biggest problem in the universe, the only show that ranks every problem in the universe from ending it all quietly to a cash-only society. Oh, that's a good one from Joseph Whitman. I'm your host, Dick Masterson. Joining me remotely is Carl. Carl from Who Are These Podcasts? Carl, hello. Hi.
Hey.
Welcome to the show.
Very happy to be here, Dick. I love this show.
Yeah, man. It's quite a ride, this show, huh?
It is.
Quite a few iterations, and here you are.
Yeah,
one
you
of
had that.
them.
You had that shitty co-host, and you had Maddox.
Yeah. Carl and I will be in Boston. What, next weekend?
A week from tomorrow.
A
We
week
will
from
be
tomorrow in 8 days.
Live. City Winery, downtown Boston, Road Rage / WATP live. There's like a handful of tickets remaining.
Yeah.
You're going to want to get them at live.dick.show.
Yeah, all the good seats are left. People bought all the shitty ones, and all the good ones are left now.
Just the opposite. But yeah, check that out. Come down and hang out with us. It's a nice, intimate room. There's no bad seats.
Yeah, it'll be fun. And it's my last show for a while. I'm going to go out for cigarettes and then never come back,
Yeah.
because of the kid.
This is why I did this show. Was I said, all right, this is going to be Dick's last show ever. Let's face it. You're never going to do another live show again. So I really wanted to get one more show. We had such a great time in Philadelphia a couple of years ago that I said, we got to do another show. And I asked Dick about Boston. He's like, I've never been to Boston. It's like, done. Let's go.
That was like my, that car in Gone in 60 Seconds that he's always trying to steal. I would try to set up a Boston show, but then for some reason, like every venue in Boston knew me and hated me, or something would happen and fuck it up right at the last minute. So thank you for making it happen.
Sounds right. By the way, I noticed behind you have your Sonic Chew.
Yeah, Sonic Chew. It has a pube in it, too.
I got one.
You got one, too.
Sent to me as well. So
how about that?
Vinny and I were doing a creep-off show today. We were doing a bonus show, and we were checking in on Christine Weston Chandler, Chris Chan, seeing what she's up to these days. And Vinny found this old video, because he's talking about the curse of this thing.
Uh-huh.
Vinny found this old video of you opening that up on the show.
Yeah.
And it was you, Ethan Ralph, and Nick Rekieta. And Vinny goes, you think this thing's cursed? I'm pretty sure it's cursed.
Oh, no. Nick was there, too?
Yeah, it was. When I think about what's gone down between the three of you in the last year or so, it's not great.
Yeah, it totally fucking ruined my life, right?
I think that's the whole issue.
I spent all day redoing my garage and like going back and forth on Amazon for which like storage is more optimal for my garage. That's a straight up curse. I would never.
I was
think
thinking
about
more
that
about
shit.
you laying and crying on the basement floor for a week straight because of the pain that you were in. I was thinking.
No,
of that
I do that all the time. I'm just glad that I have a reason to do it now.
Okay, good.
So now I get so much more attention and sympathy now.
That's true.
That's great. Okay, let me do last week's problems. Here we go. We have a very strict format here that I would like to stick to, so there aren't too many changes to freak out the audience. Vanity Press, number 1. You know about those, Carl?
I don't.
It's guys pay like $50,000 so a literary agent will tell them that they have an important story to tell or that their life is interesting, and then they'll get a book written about their life, and then that's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's there's a scam there's radio stations that they say, hey, they get these authors of these books that no one's buying and no one cares about.
Yeah.
And they get them to pay for airtime. They come on in, we'll interview you about your book, we'll promote it, and they drop all these stats. Yeah, so-and-so is here, and they sold X number of copies. They just take advantage of these losers who really want people to hear their voice.
Yeah. Nerdrotic paid for one, we found out. So I was just making fun of that.
That's too bad.
Video game launch day, the artificial scarcity of video games. You got your Switch 2?
I do not.
You don't?
I don't give a shit about Switch 2.
No, because there's no Simpsons driving game on it. Is that?
I got all the Simpsons driving games I need, man. I'm good. I'm covered.
Do you remember that game?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. We actually have. There's another Simpsons game. It's a 4-player game. Yeah. We had it up in our band room, where my band practices.
Oh yeah.
We had the console up there, and I was thinking, when Vito tried to call me out for my only personality trait is liking The Simpsons.
Yeah.
I just wanted to point out that I'm not the one who put it there. I'm not the one who purchased it.
All these Simpsons things just keep happening.
Yeah, they just keep happening to me. I got nothing to do with it. This poster behind me of our live show Detroit that we're all Simpsonized.
Simpsons.
I didn't even ask for that. The artist just did that.
Yeah. Okay, let me see. Cash only businesses. Some people were annoyed by that one because it wasn't libertarian enough, I guess. I don't know. Secret suicides was the last one.
Where do cash-only businesses exist anymore? I would think like dispensaries maybe in some states.
Well, dispensaries around here are locked down, man. You got to show ID.
Yeah, same
credit
in
card
New York.
only.
Yeah.
It's like the Apple Store. They take your order on a little pad, and then some other dude comes out of the back with your stuff.
But in Colorado, when they first legalized, and I think Washington State as well, they couldn't take credit cards because it was still federally illegal and everything. So everything was cash only. And then they had to have security, armed security there, because now they have hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash along with drugs in this facility. It's well, people are probably going to want to hit this place.
Oh God, they fucked up the legal stuff so bad. You have to have, in order to get a license in LA, you have to have a 10-year plus drug felon as part of your they're getting first
prior
access.
Conviction. Yeah.
Yeah. So what happens is they just sell their name to be part of your business, the 50% owner of your business or something like that. I mean, I guess it's fair.
Dick, where I live in New York State, everything goes to female or women-owned and minority-owned businesses first. So if there's any type of work, especially if the state's putting out a job, they go to that first. So what these guys do is they put their company in their wife's name, give her 51% of the company, and now it's a woman-owned business.
Yeah, great.
And then they get to bid on all of the opportunities.
For my company, I put that it was gay-owned.
Yeah, well, that's true. That is
my
true.
partners are like, well, what's this all about? I'm like, well, I mean, are you not that? Yeah. And then my sister calls me up the next week and says, you got to hear this. They had this thing come out, and Dad put on his company that it was gay-owned. And I was like, oh yeah,
you told
I got
him to
that
do that?
too. I put that. No, he just did it independently. I'm like, yeah, I got that too. I put that. She's like, what? Both of you did this? Yeah, come on. It's easy money. Okay, wait. I got some comments. I had to leave off the Vito ones because he's not here to respond to them. Data says, Vito talking about dads always trying to scam and win deals is hilarious, given that's exactly how he behaves. That's true.
You left the Vito comments off. The first comment you read. Vito's an idiot. Yep, that's right.
No, I left all I think they're getting to him. I don't know. I think all the comments and his vow of or his attempts of not responding to them, I think is starting to mess with his brain.
I was talking about that on This Little Piggy tonight.
Yeah.
We were talking about how Aaron Imholt has to go to Kiwi Farms. We were tracking his usage of Kiwi Farms. He has to go there and read.
How often does he go there?
He goes there all night long and all day long. And Moody charted it out. So when he's doing his show's 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
He's not on there. And then right before he goes on, he looks at it. Or right after he gets off, he goes on it. And then throughout the day. And then at nighttime, he doesn't sleep more than 2.5 hours without going on Kiwi Farms. Anyway, it's crazy. So we were talking about that, and I brought up the fact that you were trying to explain to Vito that it's not healthy to seek out people talking shit about you online. It's not helping you.
No.
And Vito's
They're always going to
response,
exist.
right? And Vito's response was, "I can't help it. I got to see what people are saying."
Yeah, you got to help.
No,
it,
you have to help it. You have to stop doing that. It's not good for you. I really think that the internet's bad for Vito. I worry about him.
It needs the wrong things have warnings, like the things are too close in the mirror, cigarette packets, liquor, but women.
No warning.
Women with fat moms don't have a warning. People talking shit about you online, that needs a warning. Okay. You are Luis says, biggest problem is tonsil stones. Half of you are walking around with the smell of rotting food sitting in the back of your throat and you don't even know it. Really?
Half.
Huh. Juan says, laptop manufacturers getting creative with keyboard layouts. Yeah, that's fucking true. Having to relearn Control-C. Fire Missionary says, hey, Dick, the full text of my book on the subject of how to stop criminals from doing crimes is below. The question was asked on the latest episode by Vito, how to stop criminals from doing crimes. Chapter 1, shoot them in the head. The end. Great. All right. Sounds like an interesting book.
Pretty good.
Andy Lo-Fi, the Switch 2 thing is peer pressure and nothing else. Kind of ridiculous. Yeah. Mr. Banks, we do need less writers in the world. Female writers ruined the Ren and Stimpy reboot, and it's never airing on TV because the whole series got leaked, and the fans made fun of it. John Kay hated writers, and now to see his cartoon ruined by them is pretty surreal.
Ren and Stimpy was ruined a long time ago. I mean, the original series that John Kay, who, by the way, that's his fault that he lost control of that show. It's kind of a problem. But I loved Ren and Stimpy. And every time they've tried to reboot it, they have no idea what made the original series appealing to people.
Yeah, it was like retarded. That's what was great about it.
Yeah, it was like an acid trip a lot of times. Just like these gross close-ups on things, and then Ren acting crazy, and they've lost that. It was a kid show for adults.
Yeah,
and
going
now they're
into
trying
your
to be
friend's mouth and getting all squished up in his teeth and stuff.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's fun.
That's fun. Let's see. I don't know if they could make shows like that though, because if you want insane, like you can't avoid insane scatological, like surrealist cartoons or media, because you just sit all day and scroll through like disconnected skits, right? That are just bizarre, and I don't know if there's a need for it anymore. You know what I mean?
You remember Liquid Television on MTV? You're probably
with the
that
head.
age.
Yeah,
it's fucking awesome. Like everybody watched that, and it was just like these quick non sequitur cartoons that were all over the place. Yeah. And I think that's where Beavis and Butthead came from. I think they got their debut on Liquid Television and then became their own series.
Now I would get bored halfway through one of those shorts and like start scrolling TikTok for like a Mario doing a flip or that game where you're running and you're shooting barrels to power up and you always die, right? That one.
I don't know that one.
Mike Kiski, I thought too much mayo was a bad problem until literally 2 days later. I had a few drinks at the bar, stopped at McDonald's, and got a McChicken to sober up. That's a good sandwich to sober up with. Took one bite, and mayo squirts out the side of the sandwich right onto the center console of my new truck I just bought a week ago.
It's too much mayo.
He's practicing this story. This guy, he jacked off a guy that he met like in a parking lot, and he's practicing this story
for his
before
wife.
He tells it to his wife.
Yeah. Oh, I had a chicken sandwich. You understand how that works.
Yeah, he's testing it on us to see if it's a believable story.
I've had a sandwich with too much mayo. It never looks like Hawaii when I'm done with it, but okay, if you say so.
My immediate thought was they hated him for he spoke the truth. Yeah.
That was hilarious when Vito was trying to pat himself on the back for eating fried chicken sandwiches. Because he's eating so much healthier now. He's like, I've just been eating chicken, man. I don't know. I'm on a health kick. You're like, at fast food restaurants? Yeah.
My problem, too much mayo.
Are they crispy? Yeah, the crispy ones. Okay.
Petty, a guy who makes his living buying and selling toys for children, is complaining that the time we're living in is childish. Yeah. Martin O'Keefe, Vito's personal life is fascinating. His 5-year relationship, his divorced dad, his mom. I just want to know more about it all, especially his crazy ex. Me too. You can find more stories about Vito's dad at Patreon. Our last problem is the biggest problem in dads, which is up at patreon.com/biggest problem, where Vito goes into some wild stories about his dad. What do you think the biggest problem in dads is, Carl?
Vito's dad. Absolute failure. Absolute failure right there.
Logan said something. Lemony Dom, how often do you think about suicide? That's the sort of question a therapist would ask. Yeah, I know.
Oh, you made WATP with that.
Oh, I did? What was
we
what
made
was
that
it?
Cringe of the week when you were asking Vito how often he thinks about suicide. It was hysterical because
I just wanted to ask the most like typical obvious therapist question possible.
Yeah. And he goes, well, who's suicide? You're like, I don't know, just suicide in general.
I can't believe it worked. I can't believe it fucking worked.
Oh man. It is every day with him, obviously. Multiple times throughout the day. Which is healthy, which is great, guys. Koof. Thanks for not killing yourself, buddy.
Do you have any cringe of the weeks queued up for this week? Did anything cringy or anything happen recently?
I have a show tomorrow. WATP is going to be on tomorrow. Do you have any suggestions for cringe of the week? I haven't seen anything yet.
I don't know. I sat through a 4-hour takedown of Nick Rekieta, who people will casually say he dosed his child unknowingly with cocaine, who has like a felony for cocaine possession, and people accuse him of all sorts of marital issues and violations of his marital vows and all these horrendous child abuse, all these sorts of things. And I sat through a 4-hour expose on Nick Rekieta, where the leading charge was that he was an irresponsible legal commentator.
Yeah. That was last night on Keanu Thompson's show, I believe.
Yeah, that was Gabe Hoffman leveled the charge of, Nick Rekieta, actually, in addition to all that, he's actually a irresponsible legal commentator.
Yeah, he's probably not even a very good attorney. And I went, whoa. Maybe I should stop being friends with this guy. I had no idea that was going on.
Did the two chicks that he was banging know about this? Shit, I don't know. Wow, Gabe.
Wow, that's crazy.
Gabe, this is as good as your Tesla picks. Wow. Amazing. Short Nick Rekieta. So I when Gabe was snapping at Keanu because she couldn't use the scroll on the Google Doc that he painstakingly, like venture capitalistically assembled for her to scroll through on screen, when he snapped at her for not zoom in
on the right side. Zoom in on the right side.
That was
he was so pissed at her.
Oh man. That's like what the IDF does when they kick in a door and shoot a kid in the head, right? Scroll it. Yeah. That's that rage, right?
You know what? I think you're right. That is my cringe of the week this week. Was that guy just took control, and Keanu would be like, all right, well, what if because he was just going on, and this went on for 5 hours. He's going on and on about nonsense. He was trying to, the whole point of the show was to say that Nick Rekieta is a bad guy. And he spent 2 hours of it talking about Ethan Ralph and Mersh.
He was like giggling when he was talking about Mersh, like, man,
yeah. He was loving it. He would show Mersh, like, he shaved his head and he was bald. He'd be like, oh man, look at that guy. And he's cross-eyed too. You're like, yeah, man, we all know who Mersh is. What's going on? What are you doing?
For a second, I was watching and I was like, man, for a second, I bet Nick might have seriously been considering like changing his ways, and facing addiction. But after this, there's just no possible way that's gonna happen, How do you watch that and think I think
that was
up?
His takeaway? Yeah, he's just like,
that would be my takeaway. I was like, I'm right. I'm not this. I'm better than this, no matter how fucked up I am.
I loved in that video. I hope people know what we're talking about. It was watched by a lot of people last night.
Yeah,
but in that video, so this guy Gabe Hoffman decided to spend 10 days straight on kiwi farms and create an argument for why Nick Rekieta sucks over that.
Yeah.
And he
mathematically,
he showed Nick on your show talking about some anime thing that he liked.
Yeah.
And Gabe gave away his bias when he goes, even Dick Masterson's not going along with this. I was like, what do you mean, even Dick Masterson?
He said all the sick and he's into sick and weird stuff. I was like, wait a minute, Gabe, I have a wife and a kid on the way. You're in a McMansion, ranting about some guy you don't know and his like legal responsibility to some other goofball shit. Who's the weird one here, buddy?
Yeah, I thought that was
I'm
very
long on
telling.
Tesla, bro.
It was very telling. But yeah, that was he was trying to tell. This was supposed to be a bombshell event. Aaron Imholt on Steel Toe was promoting it all week. He had Keanu on that morning to talk about it, get everyone pumped for it. So everyone's tuned in. There's over 2,000 people on Keanu's stream watching this thing.
Yeah.
And he literally, his thing was guilt by association. Nick Ricada must be horrible because look there's a photo with him and Ethan Ralph. And look at over here, he's hanging out with Dick Masterson. You're like, yeah, man, you got him.
Yeah, man. Wow. I don't care anymore. After this, that's it. And I felt bad for what was that girl's name? Keanu.
Yeah, Kiki. Yep.
I felt bad that she was tolerating getting dressed down like that on her own show.
Yeah, he treated her like shit.
Yeah. Oof. Well, I don't know. Maybe next time. Okay. Do you want to go? I guess I'll go first.
Okay.
That's how we do things on this show. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Well, the way we do it on the Creep House, whoever won the week before goes first, and it sounds like your problem was voted up the most.
Yeah, I won.
So go ahead and take it away.
Okay, my problem is missile defense systems. You know that we have this. Israel is taking over the Middle East bit by bit, right?
Yeah, and everyone's rooting for them and really excited about it too, which is great. They're picking a good time.
Everyone is hype on it.
They're picking a good time to go after Iran and stuff because everyone's gonna have their back on it. Yeah,
when Trump got elected, I thought Israel would give him like a nanosecond to kind of get his bearings and pretend to do some of the stuff that he said he was going to do. But of course they didn't. They immediately launched into the anti-Semitism shit. Then we finally got the get rid of illegals. We finally got that starting to, coalesce and become a thing. And immigrants, and they were raiding Home Depots, good stuff. The stuff that we've always imagined.
By the way, I'm sorry about you and your garage on that one. That sucks.
You know what? I got a good workout all week.
That's not worth it, man.
I took 5 years off my back.
You deserved a Mexican
myself.
that day.
I really did. It was a day with no Mexicans for me. He was finally getting just a taste of all the stuff we voted for him for, and then wham, Israel has to decide to take over the world again. But what I have specifically here is the missile defense systems, because watching these videos all day of rockets going up and then rockets like going up on the other side and exploding it is like the most unfulfilling like cock tease of war footage that there has ever been. It's terrifying for missiles to be flying at you, but then when the other missile shoots, it's just like all day money annihilation happening for no purpose. Like we went from...
Whoa. Hold on.
Okay.
No purpose.
Yeah.
Do you know who builds those missiles, Dick?
Us.
And I'm proud to be an American.
Yeah.
Where at least I know we build the missiles. I mean, this is a boondoggle for us.
I really
Everyone's
hate
shooting
it,
off
though.
all the other weapons. They need new weapons, and we're the ones that build them.
I know, but these aren't new weapons. It's just like
right. They're going to need new weapons.
Anti those weapons. Like there was a time in history where we had new weapons. Like we had a gun.
But Dick, this is what I'm saying. Like, so I'm the sales guy, right? And I go over to Israel and I go, so how you guys doing on your missile inventory? And they're like,
yeah,
we couldn't put another missile in here, man. Our warehouses are stocked.
Missiles.
Right? So that's like 2 or 3 years ago. And the sales guy comes back and he's like, yeah, they're not buying missiles. Yeah. Now he comes in and he goes, hey guys, what's going on with all these missiles? Like, we're almost out of missiles. Like, yeah, I know. How many can I write you up for?
I know, but it's like I hate it. I hate it for all these reasons. I hate it because like looking at it, you think, okay, well, this should be obvious now to everyone that war is retarded and all this. We're just mutually lighting all this money on fire, and their answer to it is, you know what? All of America needs one of these goddamn missile defense things, and I would rather be vulnerable and have a bigger, better missile. That's what I'm saying. Like it's we started with, okay, I got a sword. You got a bigger sword. Oh shit. I need to make a gun. Like, okay, I got a bigger gun with a rocket launcher. All right, I got a fucking nuke, right? All right, I got a thing that shoots down the nuke. Like, no. That's not how it's supposed to go.
Right, you gotta get a bigger nuke, right?
Yeah. Come on, like a black hole gun, like something. I don't want to be frozen forever in this limbo stalemate, watching money be incinerated above us, like globally. Because if the U.S. has a missile defense system, then we're gonna need people shooting at it, right?
Well, am I allowed to shit on your point? Is that allowed on the show?
That's the point of the show. Yeah,
that's what I thought.
This is, even if you don't believe it, you're just encouraged.
The missile defense system in the U.S. that Trump has promised is a great idea because we have this thing called the military-industrial complex, and so trillions of dollars goes to the military every year in their budget, and we have to justify that. And the way that we justify that is we start wars with people that we have no business being at war with because we're like, hey, look, we're in Iraq. We need more money for this thing. What I like about this is that we go, hey, let's stop having foreign wars. Let's get out of everybody's business, and we'll just build up our own stupid military infrastructure, even though we'll never need it. It doesn't make any sense. But we got to spend the money because the money has to be spent on something. So we keep people employed, we keep people working, but we're not necessarily in the Middle East, and we're not in Taiwan, and we're not, in other people's affairs.
But can't we make something bigger? Like this defensive shit.
Like a Death Star. You want us to build a Death Star is what you're saying.
Yes. The answer to war is not, if you're in the war, the answer isn't to catch all the bullets,
That's a good point. Yeah, like, what are we, a goalie? What are we, a hockey goalie? We're just like trying to get a shutout? No, we still got to score some goals.
Exactly. Like, hey, check this out. Let's go watch this baseball game. He throws a no-hitter. Like, I don't want to see that game. I want to see a home run. I don't even want to see a game. I just want to see a home run derby. Yeah. Actually, I don't even want that. I just want to get drunk and go to a batting cage.
Could you imagine the next home run derby? There's just a guy who's 20 feet tall at the outfield, just catching everything before it goes over the fence. Up, out. Like that. What
like
fun
a
is that?
catching robot. Like, no, this sucks.
That would blow.
It's like watching. It's like watching a Street Fighter championship, right? And you got two dudes who are doing combos back and forth versus just like spamming high kicks. Like he's going to go, and then eventually the other guy fucks up a little bit and one gets through, but. It's not. There's nothing. I don't know. Even war now has become the ennui of war.
It's too safe. Is that the problem?
It's become too safe.
There's people not even evacuating their apartment building. They're like, we got a missile defense system. We'll be fine.
Yeah, like I'm not going to evacuate because the missile could go anywhere, and we got the defense system, and we already. It's like, and you already paid for it, so.
We should go on the roof and actually watch the missiles get exploded like it's 4th of July. That'd be fun.
I saw this video right before the show where this dumb girl influencer was looking outside and she thought that the missiles were fireworks. And everyone was making fun of her, but I'm like, she's closer.
She's not that far off.
Yeah, her reaction is actually correct. Like what? And fireworks, suck. So this is war. Just endlessly shooting.
Isn't it weird that they're able to shoot missiles out of the sky? Missiles are going very fast.
Yeah.
But guys get some paraglides and they just kind of glide down from a tower and no one can take them out. How is that? I mean, I don't want to get into conspiracies, but.
No, because they're moving too slow. That's
is that
why.
What the problem is?
Yeah, that's why the Dune thing makes sense now. It's just guys paragliding in and stabbing each other. $5 million for the. Did you know the Patriot missile was a defense missile?
I don't remember that now.
I didn't know that.
I remember the Patriot missile and the Scud missile. That was like the original Gulf War, Desert Storm. That's what they.
Yeah, that's when like generals would get on TV and they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna fucking bust some bunkers, man. It's gonna be shocking." And now it's like we're gonna have a big shield. It's like when you're hiding under a pillow fort. That's like that's war, man. We're gonna have the biggest pillow fort in the world. Like,
well,
This
It's worse than
sucks,
that.
man.
It's worse than that because think about the best attack that's happened throughout this entire Ukraine, U.S. or Russia conflict.
Yeah.
They drove a truck, and they drove a bunch of trucks into Russia, and then a bunch of drones popped out and blew up this target. It's like this isn't war. This is a video game.
Yeah, this is
live action video games.
It's like watching StarCraft. Like, all right, well, there's all the missiles. I guess just shoot them over and hope that they didn't make as many little guys as you.
Right.
And there's no way to know who's right. Like, okay, we just ran out of missiles. Like that. I mean, that's okay. Game over. All right.
Don't run out of missiles. Purchase more missiles, guys. I'm telling you.
I guess it's just this forever.
Missiles.
It'll be this forever. The planet is like this forever. It really sucks. I would like some kind of fun new war inventions, like the nuke, like a gay virus or some sort of a gay bomb. I don't know.
Wait, what would the gay bomb do? Would it turn people gay?
Yeah.
So that's actually interesting because like in medieval times they would salt the land.
Yes.
So that you couldn't grow anything, and then populations would die off.
Yeah.
For,
and somebody would dump poison in the well. I don't remember what people did that, but it would happen a lot.
But that would be a thing where there's like we want to wipe these people out so they never exist anymore.
Yeah.
Like that was what warfare was. A gay bomb, there'd be no procreating. You would have an entire country that would just get older and die, and it'd be done.
And then you'd say, "Hey, actually, that was a fake. It wasn't actually a gay. There was nothing in it."
I've been sucking off Bruce all this time, and I'm not actually gay. God damn it!
Just something, man. Come on.
I got my
I'm getting blue balled from war. It sucks. It fucking sucks.
Okay.
That's my problem.
Good problem.
Thanks. Missile defense systems. Who needs them? Get rid of them. It's not even like, and then it's just luck. When you wouldn't be able to have that in a casino in California. You got to have a skill-based game in California, right? Like we can't have slot machines here or blackjack because they're luck-based. So a missile defense system wouldn't even be allowed in a casino in California, is what I'm saying. Because it just like if one shuts down and you're dead, you're like, oh, okay, great. Like that's just my luck, right? It's not even fair that it hit you. That's what I'm saying, Carl.
You're saying it takes the fun out of war.
Takes the fun out of it.
Yeah.
Because like if this woman's like a woman's crying like I lost my husband because he got blown up by a missile, you're like, oh man, well I mean it sucks when like a malfunction like everyone else was fine, so
yeah, we wouldn't be talking about Gettysburg if it's just like, oh, how many casualties were there? Oh, 0. Every bullet was
0.
Yeah, we captured every bullet before it got to anyone.
Yeah. The one computer crashed though and it got through. So
yeah, the one guy. Yeah, right.
Yeah, one guy. Yeah. All right. Your turn.
All right. My biggest problem in the universe is internet beefs. Now, we know that things have gotten violent in the sector. We've seen what's happened to Ethan when he went over to Portugal, and that's crazy.
Yeah.
Obviously, Eric July is getting the law involved. And he's trying to get people arrested, or did get people arrested, get people thrown in jail and stuff. Boogie 2988 pulled a gun and fired toward Frank Hassel.
Oh, that was a good one.
We all remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody just got killed. Did you see that?
That's where I'm going with this.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's where I'm going with this. But
okay.
Also, Stuttering John just sent me a demand letter for $600,000. Did you know about that?
No.
Yeah, he has an attorney.
Why?
An attorney sent me a demand letter for $600,000. The reason why is because we've done a couple of live events that we call DabbleCon.
Okay.
And then we did a thing this year called Dabble House that was a live streaming show. Yeah. And so he's like, hey, you guys are charging money for that? I want some of that money.
$600,000?
He sent us a demand letter for $600,000. Yes. I responded to it today to his attorney.
How much have you made on Dabble House?
Much less than that. much less than $600,000. Thanks for
Wait,
asking.
why? Because you're using his name to like promote it?
Yeah, right of publicity is the New York State law that they're using.
Is he right?
No, not even close.
Are you going to jail? Are you sure?
Well, it's it would be civil, so I wouldn't be going to jail.
So
but
maybe.
no, I'm definitely not going to lose this case.
Okay.
I
you
welcome
got your house straightened
arms.
up in case the cops kick your door down like they did with Nick?
Oh shit! You know what?
You never know when it's going to happen, apparently.
I have. This is what I do differently than Nick. I have instructed my wife to flush the drugs. You're going to have a few minutes. Flush the fucking drugs. It's not that difficult.
Life lesson there.
They say they have a warrant, and they're banging on the door. Flush the drugs.
And then, because you know your wife's going to fuck it up, you go to the daughter that tested positive. Hey, go flush daddy's special flower in the bedroom. Get off the fucking phone. I can
trust you. You're cool.
Yeah, both of you do it. Oh, man, that was rough. That was fucking rough.
So I'm not worried about that.
That was the first thing I did when we got swatted. I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Away.
Yeah. That should be the priority. Instead, it's laying out with credit cards on top of it in multiple rooms. And guns
At least give it us like a squish,
Yeah, do something.
I'm sick of this shit,
At least so, like, if the cop walks in and just goes, all right, nothing to see here, one of those things.
Like at least, Kayla, at least grab the bag and throw it around so they have to vacuum it up to measure it, right?
Yes. That's a good call. That'd be a pain in the ass.
It's like a Sam Hyde bit. Oh, yeah, count the molecules of cocaine that are all in my deep shag carpeting.
Oh, dude.
So the dog will lick it up.
Imagine,
I have a dead dog, but I'm not going to fucking prison.
26 grams, and you're chucking it all on the carpet, but at the same time, you got the kids throwing sugar and salt and flour and
measure
baking soda. Yeah, good luck. Figure it out.
Go ahead, Mr. Wizard. Get the science team in here and
the
see
cops
if you
are like,
can...
wow, someone really stomped on this. You guys have a horrible dealer. But yes, there's so many ways to go.
Don't
about
have a
that.
safe. Fuck the safe. Just keep all your cocaine in like a Rube Goldberg machine, so you can hit it and it just goes poof, like a fan. Pull like Pee Wee's Big Adventure, right? It pulls a pencil out of the fan and it goes. Poof.
It eventually like floats over the toilet, drops it in, and then an arm comes down and hits the flush.
Dude, I'm making this fucking device. It's a thing you put on your toilet.
Yep.
And it's an emergency hit and it just caves in, like Willy Wonka, right? A bad nut down the toilet.
I'm buying one. Put me down for 2 of those, please.
And I'll put all my child porn in. No.
He said it. We got him.
Oh man.
So anyway, internet beefs have gotten out of control. There's a lot of internet beefs going on. But it came to...
Now, you know what? I'm sorry. Now that you say this, when I look at Nick's mugshot, that's the face that he's making. Why did my wife flush the goddamn cocaine?
He's so disappointed. He's like, I bought us time. I told him I wouldn't unlock the door. I bought us a ton of time. I asked for the warrant. I made them pull that out and show it to me.
Flush the mistress down the toilet, too, while you're at it. Throw something in for yourself. Throw something in for yourself.
Yeah, that was my takeaway from that incident. So these internet beefs are getting crazy.
Yeah.
And it culminated this past weekend into a very serious internet beef between Finney the Legend, 44-year-old man with 6,800 subs on YouTube, also does his live streams with his wife, Bubbly. And it started as a fantasy football channel.
Oof.
But privately, Finney the Legend was watching this guy, Sin City Manny, because Finney's really into Vegas. And what Sin City Manny was doing was he was doing all these live streams from different areas in Vegas. He's on Fremont Street. He's at the Bellagio.
Okay.
Caesar's Palace. He's going to all these places, right?
Okay.
And this guy, Sin City Manny, it's a channel that's owned by Manuel Ruiz.
Do you know Sim City Manny? Why do I feel like we talked about him at Hackamania or something?
I've never heard of him before.
No, you never heard of him? Oh.
No. But he goes by Manny Wise, Manny D. He's 41 years old. He would often wear like Insane Clown Posse style makeup.
Cool. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, which is how you know
cool.
a guy's got his shit together. And do
I'm gonna
these
trick
shows.
my son into thinking I'm a hardcore ICP fan.
Why?
When he was a baby. And then I'm not going to do it anymore.
Take a bunch of old photos where you're dressed up as ICP.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was us when you were 2.
So when I have a heart attack at like 50, 49, he's going to go like, yeah, I don't know why. My dad was a big Insane Clown Posse fan.
How far are you going to go? Are you going to put Faygo in all the refrigerators and just stock it up with Faygo?
I'll hide it. I'll hide some old Faygo logos. Like I'll have a box of memorabilia from ICP. So eventually Finney, he stops watching Manny because he decides, you know what, I can actually do this better. And he starts traveling to Vegas from Arizona, him and his wife, Bubbly. And they start doing live streams from Vegas. So now both of these channels have very similar content where they're live streaming for hours out of Las Vegas. Okay.
Well, in late 2023, they actually have a little altercation. They're both live streaming on Fremont Street. And for whatever reason, Bubbly gets real close to Manny. She's got her selfie stick and she's got her phone on it. She's getting real close. And Manny gets annoyed and just like pushes her and hits the phone out of her hand, the selfie stick. And then all of a sudden, so now we have Finney and Bubbly going up to Manny like, what's up? Manny's got a bodyguard. He gets involved. Manny's wife is there.
Cool.
Manny's wife grabs her drink and throws it all over Finney and Bubbly. So then they retaliate. They throw their drinks on her.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Manny pulls out pepper spray. And we're at Fremont Street. It's very crowded. And he's pepper spraying everyone. So this is the whole incident that happens.
Okay. I like it. I like it.
It's fun. This is what
that's happened to me. The drink, one of Maddox's fat pig female comedian friends smashed a girlfriend all over my wife, when my girlfriend at the time, at a bar. Did you hear about that story?
I don't remember this.
We went out to this bar downtown, and one of this girl was looking at us all weird, and we're like, all right, what is this bitch's problem? And she followed us into the bathroom area. I came out first, and then my wife came out later. This happened a long time ago. Her name was Caitlin Hall, I think, the woman. The wife, my wife came out and she's like, yeah, she said, I heard her talking to this guy who looks like a hipster, doofus. He had like a meticulous beard. He looked like a coffee barista. And she goes, that's him. That's the guy, pointing at me. So then she came over and I forget who said what, but I think my wife might have said, oh, you got some kind of a problem? And she smashed her drink into us. So we went outside and called
80s girls smashed a drink?
No. 80, okay. Caitlin smashed the drink on us.
Okay.
And got us, that's a very expensive drink. So we went outside and called the cops, and they came and put her in handcuffs. And
oh, she stuck around after that? She waited for the cops to come?
Yeah.
This is like not flushing your drugs down the toilet. What are you doing? Go somewhere else.
Yeah. It was awesome.
That's funny.
So she sat outside in handcuffs for a couple hours.
That
cool.
was
it.
That's fun.
I wish I had pepper spray.
No, you don't. You don't want pepper spray because you'll hit people that shouldn't be hit. It's a real problem.
Yeah.
It's a real problem. So those guys go back to their hotel room afterwards, and they're live streaming about the altercation. They're talking all this shit about Manny. Well, it turns out, Manny, this guy who wears ICP makeup and goes around Vegas, a lot of people don't like him.
Huh, okay.
So because of this live stream, all some people are loving Finney the Legend. And he's getting all these new subscribers and people watching him. This is way cooler than his fantasy football show. They're like, whoa, you're in Vegas, you're getting into fights with Manny? This is cool. So lo and behold, he starts dedicating his channel to just fucking with Manny.
Yeah. Okay.
And Manny does the same thing.
What does he do?
Channel.
I need to start doing all these things.
So this is crazy because not only are they like sniping each other and talking mad shit about each other, they're going after family members. They're researching who's in the family, and they're finding social media posts and different things. They're calling out wives and children and parents and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's getting personal. It's getting crazy. And Manny is taking it so far that he actually has a video that he took down, but someone saved it. I saw it from a year ago where he's going, if I ever run into Finney again, blah, blah. He's talking about he's going to take him out and all this stuff. So
all right.
Then they start
What race is he?
He's Hispanic.
Okay.
and Finney is black.
It's quite a combo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As we see in LA right now, they're not getting along.
Yeah.
Right? They don't have each other's backs, it turns out.
They fucking hate each other.
Yeah.
White people think that they...
turns out.
I don't know. They think it's like Sesame Street down there, but it's not.
Yeah, there's white people and then there's minorities, right? Isn't that how that works?
Yeah.
So there's all the other people. No, that's not how it works at all.
No.
But thanks for playing. Well, so then things escalate. They start striking each other's channels. And Dick, this is when things get real.
Yeah.
When you start striking channels, and they're striking channels for copyright violations and anything they can find against the terms of service.
Yeah, that's done. That's it. Then it's time.
Well, then you're taking away someone's money, and they get upset about that. And Finney succeeded in getting Manny's channel demonetized through striking him, which I always say striking channels is for pussies. Never do it. It's ridiculous. Don't
so
go
Finney did the striking?
Yes.
Okay, Finney did the striking.
Struck Manny's channel.
Okay.
And Manny's channel got demonetized.
Okay.
Well, just this past weekend, Manny hears that Finney's back in town in Vegas doing some live streaming.
Kill him. Yeah, do it.
So there is live streams of Manny driving around all day looking for Finney. And he's just live streaming from his car. He's like, where is this guy? Where is he hanging out? Where is he going to be? Yeah. What's up? I can't. He's my biggest fan. Where is he going to be? Where am I going to see him? So around 10:40 p.m. Sunday night on the 8th, he's walking down the strip near the Bellagio. And, hey, look at who's there. Manny runs into Finney and Bubbly. And Bubbly immediately goes like, hey, what's up? What's going on? And Manny goes, I'll tell you what's going on. Pulls out a gun and starts shooting Finney. And then it's so funny because I've seen the video. Bubbly yells, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Which is the weirdest response to like your rival murdering your husband.
I thought I had the wrong video because I heard her say that. Are you fucking kidding me? I was like, no,
kidding me?
So he didn't shoot him, or
like, dude, really? You know, that's a weird response to that.
Yeah.
This is gonna look really bad.
Dick
for you,
move, bro.
Yeah, right. So,
man, so he killed him for striking his channel?
He murdered him and Bubbly. He shot both of them to death.
The girl too. That's
right there in Las Vegas. He runs off.
I mean, I assume she would have killed herself, you know, for the honor after her husband was dead.
I don't think that's true.
I'm pretty sure that's what streamers.
Is that what
streamers'
women do?
girlfriends and wives have a code where if the streamer dies, they will kill themselves out of.
Hey, Jen.
You know,
let me just tell my wife about this.
Don't ask. It's a secret.
Oh, okay.
It's a secret unknown thing. It spoils it.
I just wanted her to know that she has to do that.
Don't make her lie about it.
Yeah.
Don't put her on the spot to lie about it like
that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So he saved her the trouble of that.
So he walks up and murders both of them. And then the next day, so the police are looking for him, obviously, because they were both
kill their dogs too.
They were both streaming it at the same time. I played a show on Who Are These Socials last night. Someone synced up the two streams on top of each other, so you could see what both of them were looking at when it all went down.
Yeah.
So the next day,
wait, you're saying this is a problem, Carl? This is incredible content. What are you talking about?
Internet beeps are a problem, Dick. This is going to happen to us someday. Are you kidding me?
Not me, man.
We have some detractors. I don't know if you've noticed that.
Yeah, I'm assuming they're gunning for. Eric has said he's going to shoot us multiple times. That he's going to build a time machine.
Sounds like a problem, Dick.
Eric said he implied that he was going to build some kind of time machine that is powered by blackness and bring a version of himself forward into the future from 2012 to deal with all his haters. And
why doesn't the current version of Eric just do that now?
Well, because he said he's a multi-millionaire businessman now, and that in 2012 it would have been different. So to me, that means he's working on some sort of a black time machine.
Did you like that photo I took with Eric July from Dallas, Texas that I sent you? Yeah, I was at the Blaze.
Yeah, that big poster.
Yeah. Those are actually video boards that keep changing who they're showing. And Eric July is the least frequent person, so I was waiting for a chance to get a shot to send to you.
Racist.
To send to you and Mint Salad. Yeah, I was like, I saw a lot of other guys multiple times before Eric July showed up.
You're like waiting for the Great Pumpkin.
Yeah, and my Uber was coming. I'm like, come on, let's go. So anyway, the next day.
That's awesome, man. You know you're important when they need a billboard to remind people that you exist, right? That's how you know you've left your mark. Yeah.
That is a really cool studio, though, where Blaze TV is Mercury Studios.
Oh yeah,
in Dallas. Have you heard about it at all?
No,
it's incredible.
I've only seen the security camera at the front.
Okay.
What it looks out to. I haven't seen inside or heard about it at all.
Glenn Beck collects a lot of like crazy memorabilia from TV shows and movies and stuff, like the life raft from Titanic is hanging from the ceiling. Apollo 13 space capsule is hanging from the ceiling, and then the set for All in the Family, the entire set is there.
What
you
the
just
fuck?
hang out? Yeah, it's weird. Glenn Beck is like, like
the whole set.
The whole set.
Does he film on it?
No, it's just
Does
there.
he pretend to be Archie Bunker?
I walked up and down the stairs. I got my photo taken. That was my highlight of the day. I don't know what Glenn Beck is doing with it, but it's wild. It's wild what they're up to over there. There's a lot of cool studios and shit.
Oh, maybe he's just pretending to watch it, and like in the studio audience.
Well, think about it, Dick. If you had as much money as Glenn Beck, and I'm not saying you don't, maybe you do.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you buy some ridiculous, frivolous shit just because you could?
I don't know what I would buy. I sold a show to a long time ago and Maddox too, to the company that produced Deadliest Catch, like way back in the day. And the owner of that company, Tom, I forget how you say it, Tom Beers, had the original Star Trek captain's chair in his office.
Yep.
But he didn't sit in it.
No, you can't sit in it.
Well, yeah, he asked us to.
Okay.
And Maddox was like, no. I was like, yeah, sure, I'll sit in the fucking chair. It was up on a dais or whatever. It's kind of part of the thing.
Did you say things like Captain Kirk would say while you were sitting in it? Did you play the character?
Yeah, I did a really bad Kirk impression, and I was embarrassed, so I got off of it.
I was picturing myself in that scenario, and there's no way I would do anything cool. I
said,
see where
I shouldn't have killed my wife like that, and it really brought the meeting down.
Yeah. You could have had like an interracial kiss in it or something like that. Like something cool that he did.
Yeah. You wouldn't have the Simpsons set? Like if you had
Well, The Simpsons is a cartoon. So let me explain to you what The Simpsons is, Dick. It's a cartoon for Matt Groening.
Would you have like Matt Groening, something of his, like his skull or something?
I haven't watched The Simpsons in years. It's really not my main thing. It's really not. I know Vito told you that, but it's not even close to the case.
Yeah.
More into like the Buffalo Bills and probably like, I don't know, buy them.
You'd buy the Buffalo Bills?
Maybe I'd buy the Bills or something. If I had a few bucks laying around.
Would you get like a 25-year-old girlfriend like Bill Belichick has?
Not that one, but yes, but not that one. I'd get one.
Can they not tell when they get to that age? Like, cause like I don't know. Maybe if I met some 25-year-olds, I wouldn't be able to tell which one was like the psychotic succubus anymore. Because I know I could spot a psychotic succubus my age for goddamn sure, and about 10 years plus and minus. But maybe when they fall out of that zone, that Q zone, then you just have no idea.
Well, yeah, it reminds me of like, remember Anna Nicole Smith?
Yeah.
She married that billionaire guy who was in his 80s. And
that was
dying.
awesome. Yeah.
It was a smart move on her part for sure, but she was so obnoxious. Like, I mean, I always say this, and I don't know if you believe this or not. Never marry for boobs. Boobs are great. We all love boobs. You can't marry for boobs, though. You got to go further than that. I know. Is that?
I'll tell my son that. Wisdom from
Tell
Carl.
your son that.
Don't marry for boobs.
Don't marry for boobs. Boobs are great.
What should you marry for?
Oh,
boobs.
You got to marry for less annoyance. You got to find a girl who's not annoying. Boobs oftentimes is also annoying.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
Then you got to hear them tell the same fucking story to everybody. I can't find top. I always have to buy a different top than about like, oh my fucking God. How endlessly fascinated you are with that. And everybody always is so interested in that fucking tidbit. Oh wow, you have different tops and bottoms, huh? You got a built-in audience for the same material. Like when you follow a comedian who's just had a movie come out from talk show to talk show, and you're like,
oh, yeah.
I heard this fucking story on Letterman. Like, I don't want to hear this again.
That's what happens when you marry for boobs.
Yeah.
You just hear that say every dinner party. Yeah, well, I want to get the matching top and bottom, but I'm not that size on the top as the bottom. So
it has your back. Oh, Dave, I'm so glad you asked.
Don't even get me started on my back. I'm actually thinking about getting a reduction. You're like, whoa, what?
I'm out of here.
I'm pretty sure there's a contract somewhere that says.
What were we talking
about?
Anyway, so internet beefs. No, Carl, internet beefs. Look.
Let me wrap this up. So Manny Wise the next day, Monday.
Okay.
The cops were looking for him. He didn't go home that night. They couldn't find him. He turned himself in, and he claimed self-defense. He said that when he walked up to Finney reached for his waistband and said, "What's up, cuz?"
Yeah.
And so Manny decided, like, oh, I better shoot him before he shoots me, and his wife, who's unarmed, obviously. He is being held without bail.
I love it, though. You strike my channel? Man, fuck you.
Fuck you. Yes. Don't strike
What order
people's
did he
channels.
shoot them in?
The guy first.
The guy first.
The guy first, because the wife was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm not kidding. Blop.
I'll show you who's kidding.
The crazy thing about this, I can't find out how many subs Manny had, but from all the reports that I've looked at, it was under 10,000. So you got these two YouTubers who have less than 10,000 subs who are like, so territorial about this thing. It's like, guys, this doesn't even exist. What are you doing? It's ridiculous.
No, this is cool. And the more, like, the easier it is to do all the streaming shit, the dumber and more violent all the streamers will get.
That's what we're seeing.
Yeah, that's cool, though. Strike
Internet
my
beefs,
channel.
vote it up.
They're perfect, though.
I should have missile defense system. That's why you're shitting on this?
Well, no. The internet beefs are perfect because in wrestling is too gay. You know there's never going to be any real violence. Like I don't know why, but the wrestlers and the people who watch wrestling are like obsessed with repeating over and over the terms that make it not real. You know what I mean?
Like what? Like it's a work or
this is a work, a kayfabe of a shoot. Yeah. It's like when you go to a movie, they don't interrupt the movie every 10 seconds to go like, hey, I'm an actor, I'm doing a pretty good job acting. Like, hey, Keanu, you're doing a really great job acting, by the way.
Hey, by the way, we're going to start Act 3 if you guys are ready for that.
Wow, that computer explosion was awesome. They don't do that. But for some reason, wrestlers, like, I don't know if they're too fucking dumb and they might, and the fans, and they might start to believe it. So they just keep repeating over and over that, you know, like when celebrities talk about their kids and their wife so much, like, okay, man, who are you trying to convince here?
Well, okay, so you might be onto something because hip hop beefs I'm all for.
Yes.
We just had a halftime show where the halftime performer was only hired so that he called Drake a PDF file.
A pedophile, yeah.
That's insane. That's an insane reason to get the gig of Super Bowl halftime show. Yeah. So that I'm all for. So maybe you're onto something here.
Drake should have shot. I mean, right? There was only one appropriate response to that, and it's not singing a song. I'm not going to say what it was, but everybody knows what it was.
Yep.
That was when rap beeps were awesome. That would have happened back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
But not now. Okay, that's your problem, Carl.
Yes.
Okay. My second problem is photo books. What are they called? Are they photo books? Photo albums.
Photo albums, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember those.
You remember those?
I do.
Let me tell you something.
I'm from Kodak country. You know, this is where Eastman Kodak is from, Rochester. So everyone in my family worked for Kodak, and everyone's taking photos everywhere we go, and they're making photo albums. Like, photography is very important where I grew up.
Oh, Carl, all of those photo albums still exist today, and they're lying in some boomer's basement or attic or utility shed waiting to get dumped on poor innocent you.
I am telling you, this Sunday coming up is Father's Day, And I'm going to the place where all the photo albums are. And they're always, hey, you want to take this? You want to take that? You need this? You need that?
Yeah. My wife was schlepped or given her mom gave her photo albums. She's like, oh yeah, she was down there for some reason, and her mom said, well, why don't you take this stuff? I'm moving. I don't want to move it with me. How about you take these photo albums with you home? So she's like, okay, I guess, or else what, you just throw them away? Like, I don't think you can do that. And everyone will, that's like a curse, right?
Yeah.
So she shows up at home with 2 like full size, whatever the giant box of U-Haul full of like 60 pounds of photo albums, 12 photo albums in each box. And I was like, you got to be kidding. Like, I don't even have, you could put all my cables in the whole house in boxes, and this is more than all the cables I have. And this is just from one boomer.
Well, it's a good thing that real estate's really inexpensive in LA, so you probably have plenty of space
I have
for that.
all the room in the world to store 6 versions of every precious memory. So I'm like, what are we going to do with this? Digitize it? Like scan? You get a scan?
Yeah. You could probably send it out for someone to do that, yeah.
Yeah, I called somebody and it was like $95 an hour for them to scan your photos.
Okay.
And I'm thinking, well, I don't know if maybe there's a couple pictures ever in my whole life that I've taken that are worth $95.
And then where do you put them once you have them digitized? You put them on a hard drive somewhere and throw them in a shelf? Are you paying for cloud storage? Like, what do you do with it?
Are we going to just dump? Is it just going to be generational, like, offloading of digital bullshit? Every kid's going to get a file that says dad, and then their kid's going to get a folder it's just like going to be like when you move computers and you dump everything in your downloads to a new old computer, and it's just going to compound like that for the rest of time. That's a photo album.
Ugh.
And they won't fix them until it's very depressing.
And you don't know who anyone is.
What?
Like, I don't know about you, but I look through old family albums, and I got a bunch of cousins and things I haven't seen in forever, and there's friends of friends and stuff, and I'm like, I don't know who any of these people are. I have no idea what's going on here. And then someone tries to explain it to you, and that makes it even more boring. Oh no! That so you remember your aunt? She adopted that kid, and you hung out that summer with him. I'm like, I guess I don't know.
And then you'll be sorting through it, and you'll get to one that has writing on it. You're like, oh, I can't throw this one away.
Right.
This this some lady's writing on it. Ugh. What the fuck am I supposed to do with these things?
And then there's always a photo of me playing Little League baseball when I was 8, and I'm like, I didn't turn out to be a major league player, so I don't think this is worth anything.
So the stock,
no one cares. Yeah.
This could have been worth a lot, but now it's not.
Right.
And then you got photos of like you in the bath, and you're like, well, I can't send this out to be digitized because it's child pornography.
Right?
Now.
Yeah, it might be a problem.
And that's ultimately the problem with photo albums is that there is a flood. There's an avalanche of new, fresh child pornography, softcore child pornography in the basements and storage containers and attics of boomers across the entire country, just waiting to be unleashed onto perverts around the world.
That's interesting. Did you watch the Pee-wee documentary?
I did, yeah.
That's how Pee-wee got busted. Because he had all this, like... Kinda. It wasn't photo albums. But he had all this old gay erotica from, like, the 60s and shit. Where it's like, well, that guy looks like he could be a teenager. We're not sure.
Yeah, he's dead now. He died in World War II.
Right. Like, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
But because he had, like, these old photos and things... They brought it up on CP charges.
Dude, I remember that. I remember being pissed off when that happened because it was obvious bullshit.
Same here.
And in that documentary, like his final moments are him basically crying about his whole legacy and life was ruined because people think he's a fucking pedophile.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, he sounds exactly like Vito. This is going to be the rest of Vito's life. Like this shit never leaves, no matter what. Because he's, even at the time, he's like, I'm not a fucking pedophile. I just have a bunch of like old gay shit, like old gay pornography.
But he had to register as a sex offender too as part of his plea deal. Like so California did him dirty on that. And Florida really did him dirty on that sting in the porn theater. We're talking about a victimless crime. This guy's beaten off to a movie because the internet hasn't been invented yet. And he ruins his entire career for that.
God, how old are you?
46.
Oh, you're 46? Okay, yeah. Do you remember, were you a fan of Pee-wee's Playhouse?
Oh, yeah, I watched it. Yeah, I watched it every day.
Dude, me too. Weekend. Yeah. I was going.
I own it on. I own it on DVD now. My wife was also a huge fan. So yeah, I own all of those episodes.
My wife got us tickets to see Pee-wee's Playhouse live.
No shit.
In LA, and then COVID happened, and it canceled all the Pee-wee shows, including ours. And then when COVID was over, he fucking died.
Yep.
So it was like, and when I was a kid. I remember him getting busted for jerking off, and I remember kind of understanding what was happening, and also thinking this is fucking bullshit. They're gonna fuck up they're gonna fuck with the show somehow, because of this. And sure as shit, they pulled all the syndicated episodes right after that.
Yep, stopped airing.
Yeah.
And Paul Rubens even said to the guys who busted him, like, guys, can I do some community service or PSAs or something? This is going to destroy my career.
Yeah, they loved it.
Which is a pretty reasonable thing. Like, is this really what I'm doing right now? Is that worth my career being ruined? They're like, yep.
Yeah. Is that worth my Saturdays being ruined, though?
Right, yeah, exactly.
I don't give a shit.
Who was your favorite character on Pee-wee's Playhouse?
Randy.
Oh, Randy. Yeah, Randy's a good one.
Yeah.
I can see Randy. That makes a lot of sense.
When he fucked up Pee-wee's ice cream sundae, remember that?
Yeah, that's pretty good. He had a little sidekick guy, too.
Randy did?
Yeah, he did.
I didn't know that.
I forget what his name is. I liked Captain Carl. Captain Carl, he was a hornball.
Yeah,
he really wanted to bang Miss Yvonne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all did.
Well, I should...
Or do some, I wanted to do something to her. I didn't know what it was, but I was like, man, I don't know. I got to kill this woman or something. I got to do something here to get rid of this feeling.
It's funny how she went on to star in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
She plays, what's his name's mom?
Charlie's mom.
Yeah, Charlie's mom. And she's like the ugliest, grossest hag. It's like, that's Miss Yvonne.
No.
That's Puppet Land.
No, that's Mac's mom is the hag. Charlie's mom, she's put on a lot of weight. She's fat. But she looks sweet. She looks like a nice, I don't know. She looks like a nice old lady to me. I don't know.
So. I don't know what your type is, man. That's fine. I'll trust you on that.
I like her as a grandma, That's it. That's all I'm saying. What the fuck was my problem? Something about Pee-wee.
Oh, photo albums.
Photo albums. So there's a glut. If you hate child porn, vote up photo albums, because every boomer's house is just loaded with fucking softcore child pornography. And I bet the guys digitizing photo albums, they're buying ads, they're on Google, like, we'll digitize your photos. If you find one that's too good to be true, that the price is like, we'll do it for free, we'll do it for $10, we'll digitize your photo albums. It's because they're run by fucking pedophiles, Carl.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say the feds, but no, that makes more sense.
No, it's because the pedophiles are sitting there getting free Google ads and running, we'll digitize your photos, and they just take the photos, and they find the ones of you in the bath, jack off all over.
They're like, God, did it have to be a bubble bath? God damn it.
Imagine it. Just imagine it. Imagine across the country all the naked little boys and girls in attics everywhere, in basements everywhere.
Wow. I didn't see you going that direction with that. That's well done, sir. Photo album.
First thing I thought of.
Yeah.
All right.
It's good.
What's your last problem?
All right. My last problem, and I want to thank Ryan Harkness on Twitter, because when I sent this out, he sent me a suggestion. And I went, yes, I've been bitching about this forever. Scratch-off lottery tickets.
Okay.
Let me explain. You know that scratch-off lottery tickets pay 50% of what they earn in revenue? So 50
that's
cents,
higher than I would have guessed.
50 cents on the dollar. Slot machines pay out 88 to 94%. Table games, if you're playing in a casino, much higher. Blackjack as high as 99.5%. Craps 98.6% if you know how to play. Like, that's what payouts should be. But the state, they decide that they need 50% of the revenue.
Yeah.
So the lottery is a tax on dumb people, and dumb people tend to be poor, so it's a tax on poor people.
Yeah.
America's poorest households spend 33 times more of their income on lottery tickets than the rich.
Well,
The Economist finds, while looking at ticket sales across 24 states, that for every 10% decrease in median household income, there's a correlated 4% hike in lottery spending. And in 2021, America spent $105 billion on lottery tickets.
now
Now,
how
that's
much?
not
$105 billion?
$105 billion on lottery tickets.
Oh, that could
But that's
buy a
not
lot
what the
of
problem
missiles.
is. That's
Yeah,
not
what's
what the problem is. The problem is the number of different scratch-off games that are available.
Yeah.
I looked this up. In New York State, we have 13, currently active, we have 13 $1 games, 22 $2 games, 8 $3 games, 37 $5 games, 16 $10 games, 12 $20 games, and 8 games that are $30. That's 114 different scratch-off games that a customer could choose from.
Yeah.
And Dick, you've been to 7-Eleven.
They're all stupid, too.
And you just want to grab your 6-pack and bag of chips or whatever you're grabbing.
Yeah.
And you're in line.
Rhino pills.
And your Rhino pills, right? And the guy in front of you is sitting there and he's picking out his lottery tickets. Well, let's see. I think I'll have a money match and a blackjack doubler and 2 cash words. You know, he's like, oh man. What is the point of this? If you ever watch someone play scratch off tickets, they're not playing it where they're like, all right, scratch off this to find out what the magic number is. And then each one, no, they just go like this.
They just go nuts.
They just want to see if they learn. So there's no reason they have like different games
I know.
that are $1.
The few times I've played Scratcher, I'm always like meticulously reading the rules to
Me
make sure I
too.
don't fuck it up. And then when I'm done, I'm like, oh, you just scratch everything.
Yeah,
of course. Why
right.
did I?
What was
read
the point of all of
instructions?
this?
Why are the instructions even fucking printed?
So every asshole just goes on there and they scratch the whole thing off and they see if they won and they throw it out and then they scratch the whole next thing off.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be a better system? I'm not saying get rid of scratch off cards.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be a better system if there was one $1 scratch off, one $2 scratch off, 1 $3, 1 $5, 1 $10, so that the guy can just come up and go. Yeah, let me get 2 3s and 4 5s
Yeah,
at a
give me
time.
a box of these. A box of 2s.
Because this would be so much quicker and easier. And then don't get me started on holiday times. Because then they add a bunch of whole new games that are just for Santa Claus coming to town.
Who's they?
Nonsense.
How did they determine that they needed like another different pot of gold scratcher?
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
So the state has employees that figure out how to steal money from old people and poor people and minorities.
Poor people.
they're scratching their heads like, how do we market this new game?
How do they
that'll pay
focus test
48
it?
cents
They
on the
get a bunch
dollar.
of fucking bums. They go down to the DMV. Like, which one do you
Yeah.
like here?
Yeah, it's like Squid Game. They're like, do you want this lottery ticket or a sandwich? And they always go, I'll take the lottery ticket.
Yeah.
Did you watch the Squid Game recent season?
I've only seen 1 and 2.
Oh, well, yeah. The second season.
Is that okay? Yeah.
The guy goes around and he just like offers people a sandwich. He goes to homeless people, offers them a sandwich or a lottery ticket, and they all take the lottery ticket. This is what I'm talking about. This is a problem. These people need sustenance. They need food, and they'd rather have an opportunity to win $5. And by the way, I watch these people when they do win money. Like, let's say they have a scratcher that's $2 and they win 10. Guess what that gets them? 5 more $2 scratchers. Every fucking time they give the money right back to them.
Why don't they just have like an eco-friendly scratcher where they just buy it and then the person says like, "Oh, you lost." That's it.
Yeah, just a hologram.
You did nothing.
Pops up, just goes, "Nope, you lost it."
Yeah, just check a card. Like, all right, well, just pick oh, you lost. No.
Yeah.
I can't believe they get away with all that shit still. All the lottery stuff.
It's shocking to me. And gambling has just been legalized everywhere. The whole sports gambling ecosystem.
Yeah.
So I watch a lot of sports. I'm actually watching the NBA game right now, but don't tell anyone because I'm on the biggest problem. That's a big deal for me. But when you watch sports, now the channel that's playing the sports owns a sports book. So they're like, hey, so the fourth quarter is about to start. And right now, if you take over 87.5 and you parlay that with,
man.
Yeah, and they tell you what to bet and how much money you'll make. And then they tell you to go to their website and bet it. Like, we're creating an entire generation of sports gambling addicts.
It's really
they're going to lose
sad.
Everything. They're going to lose everything. They have to. You don't win money in the long term.
It's the damages, the losses in sports gambling are staggering. And then it happens to like people who are otherwise functional. Like it's not like liquor addiction or coke addiction where it's like, wow, you're obviously fucked up. It's like, oh man, you had a nice family in a house, until you heard this ad. We've got now it's gotten so bad that the DJs, the like LA drive time DJs, like Heidi Frosty and Frank are a big one, and every once in a while. They'll have to read a sports gambling site ad.
Yeah.
Like where Frank Kramer's like talking about his bets. I'm like, man, this is really low. Like this is really this is a really dirty ad they got you reading here, buddy.
And by the way, I'm a libertarian, so I'm for all of this. I think legalized sports betting and all of this is fine. I remember when I worked at eBaum's World, one of our biggest advertisers were the online gambling sites, especially online poker rooms.
Yeah.
Which in the early 2000s was completely legal. It was all offshore, but you could totally just go. I mean, we used to play online poker all the time. You just go and sit down and play poker for a while. Well, then Congress came through and made that illegal. And it shut down a huge revenue stream for eBaum's World. Yeah, they just stopped advertising on our website because of that. So there was a time when we thought all this gambling stuff was terrible and we couldn't have even poker, which is not gambling in my opinion.
No.
It is, but it's an actual sport that takes skill. And to shut all of that down just 2 decades ago, and now we're just legalizing everything and encouraging
it's going to turn into like just sports. The teams are the sports gambling. Like when the online porn companies bought the traditional porn companies because they were just playing it all anyway. And they're like, oh, well, we'll just buy you. And we'll just own all the porn. It's going to be sports teams just becoming part of the casino. And it's really annoying that Dave Portnoy, of all people, benefits from it. That's the worst.
Yeah.
His ass walking around the way he does when it's like, bro, your whole world could be shut down in like one bad year. Like a couple elections don't go the right way and you're done. Your whole world is done, which would be fucking great. Just to wipe that.
Did you see what happened with Dave last week talking about you can't make jokes about Jewish people?
Yeah. Did you hear the remix?
Oh, well, Crack Amico put out that. That was a banger.
That was great.
We played that on WATP this week and the whole aftermath and everything. Like, this has backfired on Dave Portnoy because now he's going out and doing his pizza reviews and everyone's just yelling F the Jews at him.
That guy one-shotted him, that Mo guy.
Yeah.
Mo Khan. I want to see if he'll come on my show. That's a pretty big win.
Yeah.
For that kid, you know?
I would think so.
Okay. Was that what's your problem? Lottery, scratch off lottery.
Real quick, you just reminded me, speaking of sports betting, I played this on Who Are These Socials last night. There are these guys, they all got together and they decided they had this bet where, do you know who Angel Reese is?
Yeah, that really ugly, the mustache girl in the WNBA. Dude, they put her on a McDonald's ad.
Okay, yes.
Out here, it's like, this is fucking disgusting. I don't know. Look at this mustache bitch while I'm eating nuggets.
So Angel Reese has this rivalry with Caitlin Clark going back to college. And Angel Reese is black, so she's celebrated. And Caitlin Clark is white, so she's an asshole.
Right.
And Angel Reese, she has her own podcast. She can't stop talking about how great she is and how important she is for basketball. Turns out she sucks at basketball. So I was watching these guys. They made this whole video montage. They bet 6 games in a row that Angel Reese would miss her first shot. Awesome bet. They won 5 out of 6, and you watch them watching as she goes up for an easy layup and just bricks it. She goes for a 3-pointer and just airballs it. And they're just like screaming, they're hooting it out.
Do they have live betting on airballs and missed shots in the WNBA?
You can bet anything, anywhere. Yeah.
Oh, that might be fun.
That is fun. Betting.
I heard they got some kind of weird, like they've got real weird bets you can start doing now.
Yeah.
Like Casino War to get people in the door.
You ever play Casino War?
Yeah, it was fun. It's probably the most fun.
It's fun for a little while, and then you're like, all right. Like there's
just like regular
war.
Yeah,
it just goes and goes and goes. You're like, all right, I'm done.
They had last time I was in Vegas for Hackamania, they had Casino Slapjack at Binion's.
What's that?
Because it's just slapjack, but there's gambling and betting. It was behind Binion's. It wasn't in Binion's. It was behind Binion's. But
what
the
is
dealer
slapjack?
said it was part of Binion's.
Slapjack?
When you flip over a card and it's a jack, everyone slaps it.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
You can gamble on that?
Well, we were. I mean, I don't know.
How does that work?
The dealer wasn't dressed like the other Binion's guys, but he said it was official.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
And we were betting sexual favors.
Okay, yeah, it probably wasn't Binion's.
It was, I mean,
probably wasn't sanctioned.
Felt real.
It probably wasn't.
That was the most fun I ever had in Vegas. All right. Our problems are missile defense systems.
Internet beefs.
Internet, that's a terrible problem. Scratch-off lottery tickets.
No, the guy who buys too many scratch-off lottery tickets makes you wait in line.
How come none of them are, like, good or fun? Like, if they're trying to get new gamblers, why isn't it, like, anime girls with huge tits?
Yeah.
Right,
why? Like match the 3 naked ladies. You're like,
yeah.
Oh, this is the naked lady. I need to get 3 more of these.
Scratch your fucking top off. Oh yeah, awesome. Yeah. I'm gonna come.
Like those pens where you pull them upside down and their clothes come off. Yeah, like that'd be fun.
Yeah, yes, exactly. How many of those did you have when you were a kid? Those pens?
Yeah, they didn't last long in my house.
Dick,
this is the problem. Like us, we have real marketing minds. You and I, we come with good ideas. We wouldn't work for the government. They can't find people like us.
I would if I could run the fucking lottery division. Oh man, I'm gonna make a scratch off lottery that's so devious. The bums are gonna fucking kill each other to get a hold. This is gonna be the most addictive scratcher yet.
Okay, here's an idea. So like you get that dust when you scratch the shit off.
Yeah,
and you gotta like brush it off. What if we start spreading the rumor that you could snort that? Then they don't even care if they won or not. They're just scratching it into a bag.
We'll call them scratch and snort, like scratch and sniff.
Scratch and snort.
Scratch and sniff lotto tickets.
Dude.
Like, just because people love that activity. People love that childhood activity.
I'm currently unemployed, so if anyone from the New York State Lottery is watching and they're enjoying these ideas, I don't know, but reach out to me.
Yeah, because I could do a lot better than like Pot of Gold. Oh, Pot of Gold 2.
Right.
Okay.
It's so boring. Yeah. Same old shit. Lucky sevens. Huh?
How about the Chinese lady's crooked teeth? You scratch off her teeth, right? And see if you win. Scratch off those teeth, That's a good one.
That's pretty good. We're just spitballing. We'll come up with better ideas.
Yeah. All right. What was it? The missile defense system, scratch off lottery tickets, internet beefs, and fucking something else.
It was photo albums. You keep forgetting photo
albums. The child pornography problem.
Yes.
That's
we turned into the Pee Wee Herman problem for some reason.
Dude, oh man. I saw the first documentary, the part 1, and I was like, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Maybe I should just stop here because I know what happens next. The second one is such a bummer, man.
I didn't know about Pee Wee's, because Big Adventure is when I got introduced to Pee Wee. That movie, Tim Burton's phenomenal masterpiece.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that he was like touring all over the country and selling out all these theaters, and everyone's going nuts for him. It's like, holy shit, that's cool.
He was just a guy that went to the theater with me.
And he was doing that just to prove that he should be given a movie deal. Like I have a fan base. People will buy it. People will go to this movie. Here's proof. It's like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's what it's like with when Republicans are running the show. I forget sometimes what it's like when they're back in power in all ways. And you're like, oh, yeah, you guys killed my favorite TV show. after it was done. You took all the reruns off of TV back when VHS cost $90 a piece.
Yep.
And I only got to pick one tape every month. That's what you fuckheads did. So I just had to remember Cherry and Roboti and Penny. I just had to try, and I didn't know watching it all the way through the first time that I was going to have to memorize them because I'd never fucking see them again.
Yep.
That's what you guys took. Nah.
You know what I hated was the Funhouse Gang or the Clubhouse Gang, Playhouse Gang. I guess they were called. They're like the little kids that started showing up on the show. That's when it jumped the shark for me. I'm like, I don't want children on here.
Yeah,
that's weird. There's
I'm the
adults
only kid
out.
at Pee Wee's Playhouse.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Me and Roboti have it. Don't look at Roboti like that. Me and him have a thing.
That was definitely not his name. His definitely not his name was Roboti.
It wasn't?
No, it was like something 2000.
Robot 2000? Cherry?
Someone in the chat knows what the name was.
Molesto 2000.
It was not Molesto.
It was Terry the Pterodactyl.
Sure, yep.
I didn't get that one. The Randall the Bully, Cherry.
Mm-hmm.
This is a fun game that we do on this
John
show.
B, who was the
John B, the Indian guy.
Well, no, he was he granted wishes.
He was lying. That was all. That was bullshit.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
You had the puppet band. Yeah, Cool Cat was in the puppet band.
Yeah. Lawrence Fishburne was there.
He was. Yep.
The cop. They had a cop. Oh, the King of Cartoons.
King of Cartoons.
And who was the King of Cartoons? He was like fucking Blackula.
Yes,
I
didn't know that until I saw the documentary. I was like,
I gotta go watch it again.
Conky. Thank you, Silent Shape.
Conky was the name?
Was the robot, not Roboti.
I'm pretty sure it was. My version was secondary audio programming. I watched the Mexican version.
Fair enough.
Where it would go, Telesa, palabra secreto es mucho. Mucho, we go, ay, 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 ay. It was different. Okay, go to biggestproblem.show, vote on the problems. Go to patreon.com/biggestproblem and get the dad episode. Oh man, it's hot. If you like hot dad action, hit up the Patreon, and of course, patreon.com/ who are these podcasts?
Yes, patreon.com/ who are these podcasts? We do 2 bonus episodes every month. Dick and I have done a couple crossovers recently.
Yeah, we have. We're going to do a crossover in Boston as well. Come see that.
Yes.
All right, you want to hang out for Super Chats, or do you want to give Hoffman it? And
I'm here.
Pitch out. Did you see that? I was really sad that Gabe didn't read this one because he was talking about redo a healer, and someone Super Chatted, would you do redo of healer if it meant preventing the Holocaust? But he left before it. Keanu didn't read that one to him. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Super Chat?
And you gave one, too, that was a $10, but you didn't know that they were only reading $20 Super Chats. That was the rule
No, I didn't.
that they had.
Damn it.
Crazy.
I should have figured that, though, with Gabe. Because he's a smart money manager.
What's your experience with Gabe before this? You know who he is?
No, not really. It's just that he's always reporting people's shit.
Yeah, I know that he's talked about Mersh a lot in the past.
Yeah, I don't really know anything about him.
Okay.
I knew just that he was like Mr. I'm going to short Tesla, and Tesla's going to go nowhere, and he's always on CNBC talking about how Tesla's going to zero, and I think he bet like $80 million or $100 million on it, and Tesla like 120x or something like that.
Yeah, so he's a hedge fund manager, so he bet other people's money on that.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know how much of whose he bet on that. It didn't look like he was living in no $100 million house when he was talking to Keanu, though.
It looked fine. I'm sure he's doing well.
All right, let's read some of these super chats. This is usually Vito's job, so I'll probably fuck it up. Koof for 2. Thank you for not killing yourselves. Thank you, Koof. Calm Antilles for 10. The biggest problem is unreliable co-hosts. You know what? Tell Vito something nice. Maybe he's finally getting his comic across the finish line.
Yeah, wouldn't that be cool?
Vito's finish line happens to be about a mile long. It's like
it's all the white paint. It just goes on for another mile. You're like, I'm there. Oh shit.
Yeah, it's like a gradient. It just gets a little bit whiter every week.
That's
I'm
tough.
not quite there yet.
How was that comic book? Is it good? Have you read it?
No, I haven't read it. I don't think it's done.
Oh, it's not done. Oh, okay.
No, I think he's serious. He's like every time he posts something, it's like a tweak here and a writing on a sign or something. I don't know.
I don't know what his method is, but I'll never forget what Trey Parker said in that South Park documentary, where he talks about, because he rapid fire writes those shows. Like he starts writing it on Monday. It's on live on the air on Wednesday. And he said, look, I could definitely go back and spend twice as much time on it. And it would go from 95% to 100%.
Yeah.
But it's not worth twice as much time for that extra 5% increase in quality. Just move on. It's done. Move on to the next thing.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Cameron for 2, feeling more human shieldy by the day. Yeah, you and me both, buddy. Stu K for 2, when life gives you lemons, you eat them. Balder for 5. Well, another week, another Diabito crash out. Carl U, S-U-C-K. Spelled it out.
That's not nice.
Schizo Sean TV for 5. Crimsol will be co-hosting another After Problem with me live after this episode. Check out the Schizo Sean TV show and the After Problem. Black Crimson for 5. Thanks for the snacks and thank you for not killing yourself. Hi, Carl.
Oh, hi.
Mike Latirius for 5. Vito, upon you is cast a curse, sudden uncontrollable diarrhea while sitting in traffic, coupled with frequent sneezes. Oh, that's a bummer. Beach Hook for 2. Rip Bew, banned but not forgotten. Galactic Ho for 5. Say hi to Clubby Feet for me, Richard. Hello from Galactic Ho. Mike Latirius for 2. No Vito, so I guess that curse is for you, Carl. Oh, super chatted early. Hated Derek. Hated Dirac. 100. Whoa! Ancient spirits of evil transformed this decayed form to Mum retarded. The ever living. Thank you, Hated Dirac or Hated Dirac. I don't know how to say it. Chris Schofield for 2. Poor man's Vito. That's you, Carl. Katoth Swith for 5. What is Vito out rioting? I don't know what he's doing. Hopefully he's getting all his goddamn super killers together. SB for 2. Did Vito die on the way back to his home planet? He might have.
That's a Poochie reference. I know some things about The Simpsons.
You can't resist, Carl.
I can't resist it.
If someone were to say something Simpsons related, you would have to say that's a Simpsons reference.
Well, I just want SB to know that we're on the same page.
Like Wile E. Coyote, right?
Just like that.
Lemon Trashy for 2. Calling it X is really gay. Boo, Carl. Hated Dirac for 10. Elsewhere in the lands of the third world, Earth. Wynano. Plunder. Fat Show. Very good. Hated Dirac, thank you.
No, you know what that is? That's a Thundercats reference. Plunder, fats.
Spider Original for 2. I really hope Vito is in jail. What's up, Carl? Rock on. He turned himself in. Imagine you get caught. A cop pulls you over, and you got all these photo albums that you took from your mom's house, and the photo album falls open, and it's you as a baby, naked in the bathtub,
and there's too much mayo that's squeezed out next to it,
chucking dicks in your ass. And no, how are you going to explain that to a cop? I don't. It's not child pornography. It's me. He's like, yeah, right. Who has a naked picture of themselves? I'm like, Casey Schiffel for 2. Need more Brendan Schaub content. Okay, Hack the Movies for 5. I'm jealous. Carl gets to host on a remote episode that isn't a total disaster. Thank you, Carl. And we didn't even have to check in with the audio. We just immediately started.
Thanks, Tony, from Hack the Movies.
Fast Fat Guy 666 for 5. Love you guys. I'm from Massachusetts, and I'm going to Boston to see you both live next Saturday. Can't wait. P.S. Where's Ito at? I don't know, and thank you. Maybe we'll know by Boston. So ask again. Plumbo for 5. Why are his headphones upside down? Are your headphones upside down?
They're not. No, they wrap around.
Oh, what do you got? Fancy headphones?
I like earbuds.
Oh,
I'm a big fan of earbuds.
Are they better?
Yeah, because they don't fuck with your hair.
Oh wow, my hair looks fucking stupid today. I look like a Lego man.
I didn't want to say anything. Being a guest
dumb.
at all.
It looks like a businessman, like a shitty. I look like that senator with a hairpiece, that Indian guy.
Yeah.
Doesn't even know what country he's in. You know, that guy with the big lips. He's like,
it's not a good look, man.
It looks like he just farted and he's like snuck it by. You know, little sneaky fuck. Sneaky little piece of shit. Plumbo. Yeah, the headphones. Manny Muskets for 5. See y'all in Boston.
Oh, Manny.
Boston. See you, Manny.
What's up, buddy? We'll see you in Boston. Looking forward to it, man.
Fast Fat Guy 666 for 2. Carl, thank Dick for putting me on to Creep Off.
Thank you, Dick. TheCreepoff.com. Vote for Carl.
You're welcome. Don't unsubscribe from my stuff if you subscribe to the Creep Off, though. Keep your subscription to me and also subscribe to the Creep Off. Marking in for 10. How is Dick not on the Super Tick tip system? Dick loves money. I know, I just haven't looked at it. I'm sorry. Boss
should.
Hog, do you use it?
Yes.
You do? You do the voices and stuff?
Oh, yeah. We got all the voices on our channel. It's
Yeah.
great. It's fun.
Yeah. You guys have fun with them. Boss Hog for 2. Money, thanks. Austin Nix for 5. Rip Bus. Who's Bus? I don't know. Hot Fart Dingledorf for 5. Glad to see my 2 gay dads enjoying some quality time together. Have a great rest of your show. Thanks, Hot Fart. Again for 5. Does Dick get all the super chat money from this episode because Vito didn't show up? No. Vito does the books, so I actually don't know what happens to it. Chris Schofield for 5. Bring Sonichu to Boston. Oh. Should I do something with this Sonichu in Boston? Should I get rid of it in Boston?
Bring both of our Sonic Chews to Boston and throw them into
Should we touch them?
Boston Tea Party thing?
Should we fucking touch them together?
At the Airbnb when our wives fall asleep? Yeah.
Should we make belt buckles out of them? And wear them? Because mine has a pube, so it's probably meant to be.
No.
What if we made belt buckles out of our Sonichus?
Dick, let's talk about this off air.
Come on.
I don't want to agree to anything that
That's
gay
right
on
where
the
you
air.
want the curse. Right there, your power. Johnny Rocket for 5. Dear Carl, God will be avenged at Boston Road Rage. Whoa.
Beautiful.
Have you read The Maniac, Carl, from Johnny Rocket?
No.
Oh, it's pretty funny.
Oh my gosh, I played his Maddox AI stuff on WATP this week, though. That was
Yeah,
great.
he's great. The Maniac is like, it's like a cracked out version of The Tick almost. Did you read that comic?
Yeah, I remember
Or that
Tick.
cartoon?
Yep.
Yeah, it's drawn like The Tick. It looks like The Tick. It's kind of a world that's similar to The Tick, but he smokes crack. Like there's I don't know why, this one scene when he's going into like his Bruce Wayne avatar is going into a meeting and he goes, "Do I need to loosen up a little bit?" And you expect him to have like a drink, and the next panel is him smoking a crack pipe.
That's good. That's good.
It's just fun. It's funny. Johnny
Maniac
Rockets
with a K at the end.
yeah, 1K.
Yep. We're right. Yeah, 1K. Good point.
I know you like your.
Whoa.
Patrick writes in for 10. This ain't it, fam. Well, sorry, Patrick. Lucian Sturm for 7. If you loved Katy Perry going to space, stay tuned because Blue Origin is sending an actual Nigerian scammer named Owolabi Salis. Incredible stuff. Oh, cool. Strategery for 5. Imagine expecting to see a normal show with Dix and Vito, but instead we get Carl. And what are these dicks in my ass? Imagine that. Gay bitch for 4,000 for 2. Vito might be dead right now. Well, you better have wired me my half of the show money before he killed himself if he is dead. Austin next for 5. My problem is Carl not being Vito, but somehow also Vito not being Vito.
No, Vito being Vito.
Oh, also
It's also his
Vito
problem.
being Vito.
Yeah, everyone's very confused about how they feel about Vito these days. We love Vito. We love Vito.
Including him. Mike Latirius for 2. F Intercontinental. I want interplanetary missiles. Yeah, man, something.
Space Force.
Yeah, but space offensive force, not defense, not just missile shooting down. Mike Hunt for 5. The guy from the podcast Sleepy Cabin that Carl roasted got a show on Adult Swim called Smiling Friends. Pretty cool, I guess.
Yeah, no, I know. That guy was on Newgrounds back in the day, too. A very talented artist, but their podcast sucked.
Smiling Friends is great though.
Yeah,
you
it's
watched
good.
that?
Yep.
Coof for 5. Of course, Carl, Just Do It Hamburger would suggest the gay bomb. There you go. Flutterdashy 64
I didn't
for
say the
5.
gay Bob Dick did. I just thought it was a good idea.
You're so gay.
Don't
though.
put words in my mouth, Coof.
Flutterdashy 64 for 5. Mr. Masterson, you are losing so much money on this. We only super chats so we can bully Vito. Well, thanks for letting me know. Dean Shock for 2.
Well.
Thanks for the last stick. And Lady K. Mike Hunt for 5. Death, disease, horror. That's what war is all about. That's what makes it a thing to be avoided. You've made it neat and painless. Oh, Captain Kirk. Wow, there you go. JJ for 10. That YouTuber hit reminded me of that couple that got murdered in Plains Township, Pennsylvania. Guy shot one of them and then the other, and neither of the victims had any urgency. Ideal Mexican for 10.
Wait,
Vito,
I remember that. That was the one where the guy was like shoveling. He was out shoveling, and the neighbor just came across and just shot them, right?
I don't know. Is that what happened? Was it an internet thing?
Yeah, it was like a really weird like neighborly beef thing where it's just like, oh, you're not gonna help me with my driveway and you're doing your driveway.
I'll show you piece of shit.
Just come out and shot him. Sorry. Keep going.
You always got to kind of watch out for that.
Neighbors, am I right?
Yeah, you're like, oh man, have I been fucking up too much in my house? Let me look. Let me get a beat on these fuckers. See if anybody's looking at me weird. Balder for 5. Panic Attack Vito. Poor Health Vito. Can't do the show Vito. Ideal Mexican for 10. Vito couldn't make it today. Artichokio for 5. Carl, can you please give Vito some advice since we all know he's watching this live?
I have a lot of advice for Vito. He doesn't listen. Falls on deaf ears.
That's true. Glenn Lentz for 5. Carl's absolutely right. Don't marry for bubes. Some of the women with the biggest, nicest racks are the worst to listen to and have to live this. You only think that because you're only listening to the women with huge tits. They're all that bad to listen to. Mike Hunt for 5. No matter what your son's name ends up being, no one can stop you from calling him Donald, especially if that's his middle name. I have already informed everyone of that little loophole, but thank you, Mike. Pigeon for 10. Colorado has scratcher vending machines. Make the lotto machine exclusive. Pigeon for 2. Gotcha Games have the weeb market cornered. Not a mark for 5. Carl is gay. Any response to that, Carl?
Thanks, out, Mark. Good to see you, buddy.
Let's see. Oh, looks like we've got some more. And I'm not going to Boston. Justin Broderick for 5. I'm going to Boston, but not bringing my special shirt, which caused trouble at Philly. Some people have no sense of humor. What did his shirt say? Something about racism?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Lopani Ass Eater for 5. Hello. Aklovich for 2. Richard looks like a Mexican Steve from Minecraft.
You know what would be nice about Boston is the merch table. When we were in Philadelphia, Vito decided to take over our merch tables.
Yeah.
Push all of our pre-created stuff that we brought there to sell to fans and listeners. He said, get this out of my way. I'm going to draw on undershirts and sell
I got to make a
those.
buck here somehow.
Yeah. That will not be happening in Boston, thank God.
I guess my hair kind of does look like a Mexican Steve here. I can't bring it up easily. All right, thanks everybody. Hopefully Vito will be back next week. You know, obviously we miss him, but thanks for filling in, Carl.
Next week, I think you're going to be in Boston at this time.
Oh shit! So we're not doing. Oh,
so we're not doing it. So we're going to have a meetup somewhere in Boston. We got to figure that out, by the way.
Maybe
what's wrong?
We'll do a Thursday show?
Yeah, do a Thursday show. You did a Thursday show last week. You do that again.
Okay. I'll try. I'll see what I can do.
Why are you freaking out about this? What's going on?
Well, because then 2 weeks without
Vito?
show?
No, this is a show. We just did a show. This is a show.
Oh, you know, like a normal show.
This is great. This is a better than a normal. This is like a special show. I'm confused. What's going on right now? This is a better show than usual.
I had a stroke. This is
one of the best shows ever. What's going on? What just happened? What are you talking about?
I was talking to my wife.
You had a celebrity guest just now. Like, what the fuck? Like, you did this was a good show?
You're at the Blaze, right?
Yeah, right. A big shot over here.
What did they put you up in? Did they put you up in a nice hotel?
Yeah, just a hotel. Just a hotel nearby.
Wow. They got all that money, man. They got all that flying in, Carl. Woo-hoo-hoo.
They do. They pay
July money.
They pay for flights, hotels, Ubers. They're very kind over there.
Wow.
It's very nice. But who are these.com?
Do they give you like a little certificate? I was on the Blaze, and and on this the 2000th and the 5th month, and then it's got a line, and it's like, Carl Hamburgers was on the Blaze.
No, but Dave Landau made eye contact with me, so that was neat.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So that was pretty cool. Whoarethese.com is where you want to go for all things Who Are These podcasts. And wherever you listen to podcasts, you can subscribe. And it shows up twice a week, Who Are These podcasts, in your podcast player every Thursday and Sunday.
Did you get bigger during the show? I tried to make us the same size.
I thought we were the same size. Have I leaned in? Maybe I leaned in too much.
Yeah, you've been leaning in the whole fucking show to try to look bigger than me.
I'm pulling my camera closer to me.
Now we're the correct size. All right. Well, goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
And.